Wolf Gang, we back in this thing. It's your boy Wolf, back with another video for y'all, man. Today, I'm gonna give my fellas a few tips on how to become a more attractive guy. It really comes down to about three categories, all right, that you gotta work on and that you gotta develop in order to become that type of dude, And it's a ever-going process. It's like you never really fully reach it, right? But you strive and you keep striving and you get 1% better. And if you get 1% better in each of these categories, by the end of it, you're going to notice that you have leveled all the way up. So first, let's get into it, all right? First, you got to start with your mind game. You want to become attractive, man? Develop your confidence. Confidence is key, right? If you don't believe in yourself, she not gonna believe in you, right? If you don't find yourself attractive, they not gonna find you attractive. It all starts with you because your thoughts and how you think of yourself, that's gonna determine your actions, right? That's gonna determine what you do. And what you do is gonna determine your reality. But first it starts up here. Everything starts with how you feel about yourself. Do you see yourself as an attractive person? Because if you already think that you ugly, then you're going to start to act ugly and do ugly things, right? If a woman sees you and she thinks, okay, he looks good, but she talks to you and you have a low self-esteem about yourself and you have no confidence about yourself, guess what? You're going to turn her completely off, right? That's why I say looks get you in the door, but confidence is going to get you more, right? Looks get you in the door, but if you got the confidence, that's going to help you soar. You feel me? Just a little, a little 1-2 bar right there. But anyway, it starts with the mind. It's the mindset thing. I like to say wolf mentality. You got to have this wolf mentality. You got to know who you are. You got to know that whether you even attract a girl or not, it don't matter because that's not going to change how you view yourself. Because not everybody's going to find you attractive in the first place. So I'll just say that. Don't think every girl is going to find you attractive because you may look good to you or to certain other girls, but to specific type of girls, you may not be their type. And you can't get offended by that, right? Because you're not going to be everybody type. You just got to be the best version of you at the end of the day, and then you're going to attract who you attract. And that's who you even want in the first place, people who genuinely want you. But anyway, starting with the mind game, developing the confidence, all right? All right, how do you develop the mind game as well? Well, developing the body game, meaning going to the gym, working out. See, most of the gym, it develops your body, but it develops your mental mostly, right? Because if you look good, you feel good, all right? A lot of times people like we wanna have the confidence, we wanna have discipline, we wanna have all these things, but we don't get up and get moving. We don't get up and work out. If you just sitting at home and you find yourself gaining weight, right? And you don't like how you look, right? But you ain't doing nothing to change it, then you're just staying the same and you're complaining. So you gotta get going, get moving. I'm not saying you gotta be the big buffest dude out here, but if you get yourself a nice lean shape, right? Get a little muscle going, right? Women find muscle attractive, right? Get a little muscle going. And then that's going to build your confidence as well, right? Because you're going to be like, all right, I look good, so the next time you talk to a woman, it's going to show in how you talk to her, right? So that's why I say the body game translates into the mind game as well, because you're building discipline. Me personally, I get up 4 o'clock in the morning and I hit up the gym, and it builds discipline, right? Because I'm forcing myself early. Nah, I could be sleeping in before work, but nah, I'd rather get up, get to the gym, put my body through this pressure and the stress early in the morning, right? And then everything else is a piece of cake. If you get up early at 4 o'clock in the morning, you get going, you run a mile, you lift some weights, and let's say later on throughout the day, you see a chick that you like, right? And you want to step down on her. Well, guess what? You're going to have the confidence already. You already put your body through the stressful situation. You're gonna be feeling good, right? You're gonna be ready to rock and roll, and it's gonna show when you approach her. So that's why it's good to build that discipline by building your body game, And besides, you got to be healthy. You can't be attractive in a hospital bed. You can't be attractive. You in a wheelchair. It's not attractive to be taking all these different type of medications because you don't have your health right. So that's another reason why we got to go to the gym, work out, watch what we eat, stuff like that. We really got to pay attention to those things, because how you feel is going to also determine your attractiveness. Because if you feeling blah, if you in a bad mood because of what you ate, ain't nobody gonna see you attractive. That's not how it works. So you got to make sure that you doing yourself the best. Like, you're not doing a disservice to yourself. Okay. Next, you got to build the emotional game, right? And what I mean is, we got to have emotional intelligence, because a lot of times, you know, when it comes to women, especially, women will get us in our emotions, right? Women can get us riled up. A woman might do something, and then you get out of character, you break your masculine frame, and then all of a sudden you lose your attractiveness. Because, like, it goes back to, yeah, you could have the looks, but if you're insecure, if you're getting jealous over every guy that she talks to, if you're trying to be controlling, this and that, those are weak traits. Those are feminine traits, right? Those usually happen when you're going based off of emotion. See, as a man, it's also good to have a bit of stoicism. Of course, we're not robots. Of course, we have emotions, but that don't mean we have to let our emotions lead us, because our emotions gonna lead us into destruction, right? And it's not attractive when you getting butthurt over every little thing. That's gonna dry it up. It's not gonna get it wet. So we don't want to do that, right? So we gotta have emotional control, because a lot of times too, a woman will test you, right? Going back to the confidence, a woman will test your confidence, right? She may talk to another guy in front of you just to see your reaction. That's why you don't react. You respond. You don't pay that no mind. It's a thing, right? Because let's say you see her talking to another dude and you get all in your feelings. Well, then that's gonna lower your attractiveness. She's gonna be like, oh, well, he's not as really confident as I thought he was. So I guess he's not attractive as I thought he was. You feel me? So you gotta have that emotional control. And it's a work in progress. It's not gonna happen overnight. You just gotta realize and work on it. And honestly, going back to the body game, that will help with emotional control, because a lot of times you're not gonna feel like getting up, going to the gym. You know, a lot of time you might be too tired, or you may tell yourself, "Oh, I'm too lazy right now." But no, you still get up and you do it anyway. Because it's not about, oh, I don't feel like doing something. It's about, hey, discipline. If I got to do what I got to do. And that goes back to being a man. So you want to have that emotional control. Build that up. Build that up. And part of being masculine is being able to regulate your emotions. Now, it's not being a robot, but it's also knowing when to be compassionate, right? It's also knowing when to be a leader, when to listen, when to take charge, when to, like, how you talk to a person, when to raise your voice, when not to. It's all those different things. Like I said, it's a work in progress. But if you develop that emotional IQ, that's going to take you a long way in becoming attractive, all right? And last but not least, you just got to work on your purpose, man. I feel like, me personally, it's nothing more attractive, that women find more attractive than a guy that knows what he wants in life. Because in order for, like, a woman to want to follow you, in order for a woman to want to submit to you, in order for a woman to see you as a leader, you got to know where the hell you going, right? You gotta have some type of purpose, some type of passion, goals, chase something, do something. If you're sitting on the couch, that's probably not attractive. If you're playing video games all day, it's probably not gonna get her wet, right? If you ain't doing nothing with yourself, if you dependent on her, that's probably not gonna be as attractive. But if she see you up grinding 12 hours a day, grinding 16 hours a day, or even 8 hours a day, but yet you hitting up the gym too, right? You working on your body, you working on your finances, You know, you working on your everything, your skin, all that. When she see you doing those things, when she see you have a certain standard for yourself, that's going to build attractiveness, right? You gotta have a standard, because if she see you follow a certain standard, well, guess what? She gonna be like, you know what? I gotta follow this same standard if I want to be with him, right? If I want to stay in his life. So it's all about having a purpose, being on the grind. Because 9 times out of 10, if you don't have no grind, if you don't cling to the grind, you're gonna end up trying to cling to a woman, right? You're gonna end up trying to cling to a vice. You're gonna end up clinging to drugs. You're gonna cling to all these negative things when you don't have nothing to do with yourself. Because idle mind is the devil's playground. So if you just sitting around doing shit, guess what? That's easy for you to get all negative. That's easier for you to get depressed. It's easier for you to feel sorry for yourself. It's easier for you to be lazy. So that's why we got to get up and we got to get moving. You feel me? And I think I'm going to end it right there. So if you made it this far, I want you to put how to become more attractive, because I feel like if you do these 4 things, if you work on your mind, develop your mind, your confidence, you develop your body, lose that weight if you want to, put on muscle if you want to, if you control your emotions, stay in your masculine frame, respond, not react, right? If you have a purpose, stay on your grind, self-improve, then, hey, you ain't got no choice but to be an attractive guy. So I'm going to end it right here, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get this in the algorithm. Let's help all my guys out there. To the next video is lit.